Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Rob Wilson, and welcome to Strictly Art Live. It is Friday, January the 10th, 2025. Freaky Friday, to be precise. As you can see, my usual Captain James T. Kirk mascot has been swapped by the Jim Carrey version, and how classic it is. I thought I would have a lot of fun with that. Shout out to everyone that is here now and may watch the replay. We're streaming live on YouTube ×2 from the Rob Wilson RWA Arts channel, and also from the Madness Comic Network. Shout out to Pops and Levi Skeen. Welcome, 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 everyone. We're also streaming from Rumble, Twitch, and Kick. IG is not here today. Yeah, that's right. Wake up, YouTube algo. We're going to go ahead and kick it off. I mean, we're going to have some fun. You know, the subject matter is very simple today. I got a chance to watch Creature Commandos this morning. Cover a little bit of that. Also, I have a new section on my link tree. And in case you didn't know, I am a comic book artist. That is what I do. I spent about 2 years switching my styles to some madness, so to speak. And that's pretty much what I'm working on. I have my own comic book called VKP. It is a much more refined version than the previous edition I started with. And I hope to really make a mark with this iteration. I've spent a lot of time to come back home, so to speak, to the American comic book style, that which I was born in. I swam in the darkness of the Marvel and DC. But, you know, I've had some time with the anime stuff too, and I think now I have a pretty good complete circle. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you where you can find all my stuff. See that wonderful crawler at the bottom, Linktree, RW Arts, that's where you can find me. And this is what you'll see once you go there. Yes, indeed. Quick and simple. That's how I try to make it happen. And we are a go. Let's see here. All right. So, Creature Commandos, and I'm going to go ahead and just open up the floodgates. Anyone who wants to pop on, feel free to. Creature Commandos, number 7. James Gunn. James Gunn, James Gunn, James Gunn. This episode featured the origin of the fish lady. Some of these characters, please forgive me, they're not that high up on the totem pole for me. Not compared to like Superman, of course. But yes, as we've continued kind of like the pattern with James Gunn doing the origins of each character, similar to Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie. Every couple scenes or acts, in this case episodes, we see a new origin of where these characters came from. And it almost seems like it was a completion of the first season. The Bride of Frankenstein has pretty much become the leader of the group. Rick Flag still incognito, kind of in and out from his fight against Clayface. Sorry to say, no Batman. Terribly sorry to say that. You know, I actually, based off of what we were given last time, I was looking forward to a little more Batman, and we did not get that, unfortunately. So yes, we got to see the origin of the fish girl, how she came to be, the genetics and the genetic experimentation that her father performed on her in order to improve her lungs, which made her rather amphibious. So from there, they're still trying to assassinate the princess of the off-brand Russian country. Word gets out that the doctor that confirmed Cersei's vision to be true may not actually have been who they say they were. And that's where we find out it's Clayface from the previous episode, as Frankenstein and Rick Flag Sr. ran into him, unfortunately. Almost cost Rick Flag his life. But he survived by the bride and the rest of the crew that remained. So, from there, we had Frankenstein, who is in pursuit of his bride once again, and he proved to be a giant target, in which he got popped many times over by the bride of Frankenstein. She accused him of being a stalker. It is a shame. Um, you figure eventually the two would get along, but who knows? Who knows? He just seems like a punch drunk, big lug that needs a hug. But be careful, if you're not his bride, he might actually crush you. That is the state of Frankenstein in this show today. So the conclusion of the showdown truly comes down to, because they're still trying to assassinate the princess. Amanda Waller hadn't let them know that they might have been given the wrong information. And from there, the princess gets ready to take a dive into the pool for her daily swim, with her guards watching all around. And as we get to that point, the bride, the new leader of the Creature Commandos, because Rick Flag is 86th, or at least for the episode, she suggests that her closest friend, the fish girl, be the one to get to the princess because she was diving in water. So there was a underground tunnel or underwater tunnel for the fish girl to swim to and head towards, as we get to see montages of her past, how she was treated as a youngster and whatnot. And that combined with the Bride of Frankenstein, pretty much convincing her that, hey, she's a monster, she can do this, it has to be her, girl power, so to speak. I mean, that's what was going on there. So we get to it, and the weasel has affection for the princess because she played catch with him. That's really all it takes with him. He's a very simple character. And he ends up breaking rank and giving away a location and warning the princess. And she sees that the fish girl is swimming to the surface with a knife to try to kill her. She meets her down in the water. It's a little bit of tussle and fighting, and she stabs the fish girl multiple times with the knife with a 1,000-yard stare underwater. So this, I guess, reveals the true nature of the princess. She was a killer all along. But when she came out of the water, she played kind of like a shock innocent type of thing, because no one truly saw what happened down there besides her and the fish girl. So the fish girl came to the surface dead. Another one down. Another creature commando, proven not to be immortal. And because of that, somehow they managed to stay in the castle perimeters, because the princess did not hold any grudges against her. However, the weasel is the one who's promised a monument of freedom, because he saved the princess's life from a detractor. And for some reason, the bride, Frankenstein, figures things out. They have a showdown, and then it's like the easiest, dare I even say, showdown of all time. Where, pretty much she loses a friend. The bride loses a friend, the fish girl, which is dead. No coming back. And she kills the princess, even though Amanda Waller told them they were wrong. And she still thought that she's a killer, bloodthirsty dictator, dictatress, if you will, hell bent on destroying any and everybody. How she destroys the Justice League is beyond me. But those were the visions that were placed in the story. We did understand that Cersei was telling the truth somehow, and she will destroy and kill all the Justice League members. That's pretty much it for that episode. It seems like a conclusion. There was like, I guess, kind of like a post-credit thing where she gets a new team. The Bride, not Rick Flag Sr. She gets a new team, which includes King Shark from the Suicide Squad. So you got to see him. It's not the voice of Sylvester Stallone, obviously, because Sly costs money. That Sly money, I don't think that's in the DC budget. So yeah, she's leading it on. So in conclusion, because I think this is the last episode. That was the last episode. I don't see anything else coming out of that unless they're going to start the next mission. This was a tough one. Can I call it a bait and switch? I don't know. It's just no one had any true redeeming qualities. Everyone was a bad guy, scumbag. That was misunderstood. Except for, I guess it was made to seem like Frankenstein was the greatest scumbag of all time. Absolutely irredeemable around every turn. How is it David Harbour keeps getting these characters? I really don't understand. He keeps getting these characters that are despicable. And it's just like, I mean, he does a good job acting. He's got it down to a science, but like, it's like, dude, can you be a likable character for once? So many thoughts on how Creature Commandos turned out. I wish there was someone that filled that series with some kind of inspiration, some kind of goodwill, some kind of good deed, something, but everybody's bad. It's just like, not really that big of a fan of such a tough crowd where you can't trust anybody. I mean, Rick Flag he was attacked by, what's the name off the break? Dr. Phosphorus over control and supremacy over his collar. Crazy madness, So it's a tough one. It's a tough one to really find a character that you like. It's almost like find the worst character that's in the series and somehow like them that way. I guess that was James Gunn's idea. We'll never know. It's kind of painful to watch, how things unfolded, but like everybody was a bad guy. If you could name me one good guy out of the Creature Commando series thus far that we've seen, that's actually done something, not just been a silhouette, by all means, let's hear it. Because I mean, everybody's pretty terrible. Everybody. It's sad, like the least terrible was what? The Weasel, who was of course another misunderstood villain. And that's a shame. Absolutely a shame. So, that's pretty much my statement on Creature Commandos. Pretty much chopped it up for about 15 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break and then I'm going to send out the invite to anybody that wants to pop on. Levi, if you're available, or Pops, if you're available. We'll just kind of like shoot the breeze from there and get the ball rolling, for this one hour or, yeah, I think there's a 2-hour limit on this segment, but we'll see how an hour goes. So I shall return. Go ahead and grab your favorite drink, favorite beverage, things of that nature, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So let's see, we got greetings from Mount Fuji, Japan. Welcome, sir. The time scales. I can dig it. I can dig it. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. Nothing too chaotic or cold. Because let me tell you, I just endured about 2 straight days, 2 straight nights of nonstop 20 to uh, 20 to 17 degrees worth of chill in the DMV area. Levi's King said, I'm cooking breakfast for my wife. Still listening though. Awesome, sir. Hopefully, it is a amazing breakfast. One that your wife can be very proud of. Um, Something reminiscent of the Continental. So there was something that I did want to cover. Um, is that I'm scared to play Marvel Rivals again. I played this thing on launch day, and I'm just like, nah, I died so much, I don't want to play no more. Um, the fact that it is a shooter is still taking me time to wrap my head around because I'm used to, like, if I play a melee character, I'm meleeing somebody down. I can get the shooter aspect at long distance, but combos are the same for everybody. So that's something I gotta absorb. However, I'm hearing the biggest and greatest love for Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards and Sue Storm, which are available now on Marvel Rivals. It is a fun game, don't get me wrong. It is an absolutely fun game, and it's just different. Like I said, I'm not a shooter guy, not much. So, kneeling will be hard to come by for that game, but I'll get back on it eventually. I still love my Devil May Cries and my Bayonetta, the first one at least, before they messed it up. So I'm hearing some follow up with the leaked script for the Kang Dynasty that we covered last show, and seems like basically the theme with what Kang was going to do is basically going to translate over to Doctor Doom, and it's I guess just you're replacing one villain for another, and based on that script last stream, I was just like, wow, this actually could have been really, really, really great, but they didn't do it, and that happens. Sometimes just gotta roll with the punches on that one. So this Richard Ramirez piece that I've been working on here, pretty much adding the finishing touches to this. I'm doing a little bit different style than what I normally would with the coloring. I'm not just using base flats and then using multiply for the colors to blend in, and then overlay or screen. I'm actually selecting colors to go on this stuff and getting it done. So yeah, I have heard it's been rather chaotic in this exciting life that we live, but that's where I feel like you can draw and note and record the greatest inspiration, because at that point you can basically curve an entire story around the inspiration of real life, something that should never be neglected, and that's why life is so precious. Why do I say life is so precious? Case in point. Lots of big explosions and fires in LA. That was from the opening of Demolition Man, which predicted a lot of things during this time when it came out. I guess the only thing it didn't get right is the, Arnold Schwarzenegger, President Schwarzenegger's presidential library. They didn't quite get that one. There's a lot of other stuff that they did get spot on. They didn't get the seashells spot on, but that's why life is so amazing that even fiction will imitate it. Let's see, light. I gotta make sure that my lighting is coming from the right places for this piece, so that way I'm not like randomly just putting light spots here and there. I do hope to work on some more of this and actually get back to my comic today offline. And man, I got an early cash out because I'll be back to work in the morning. Another whirly bird thing going on. But fun times, fun indeed. In the comic book space, there are so many people that have had so much experience. To me, at times, it can be rather overwhelming. Hearing past experiences and what to make of it. I think other people's experiences are definitely some of the greatest help that one who is inexperienced can take advantage of, apply what can be used. But sometimes there needs to be a balance where, okay, if I don't have this connected to me, not to dismiss it or whatnot, but some things you can't relate to, because you haven't been in it, you haven't experienced it. Some things I know for some people, they won't take what you say seriously until they fall, trip. You warn them there's a pond, a puddle of water somewhere. They point it out to you and you still fall in it. I mean, that's where life takes the wheel when it comes to learning experiences. So I think it's good to take note when you can. Take a moment to say, okay, this moment might be important later on, and I think it's very helpful to put that into whatever perspective you can in order to create great things, because that's why we're here. This is Strictly Art. We're covering inspirational things for art. Hold up. Let me see. Did I miss? Okay. Timescales help. Hope your trip visit is awesome. Let's see. Thank God we missed out on the Governator. Mr. Screw Your Freedoms. I know, right? Yeah. It's now come to a realization that a lot of stuff that Arnold was saying back in the day, or maybe recently, because he's just trying to get paid like Tyson, weren't exactly true. But they sounded good. Good motivation, Him being forced to be a Either be a bodybuilder, move to America, or be a yodeler. That's an interesting story of the American dream, if I've ever heard any. Is it true? We may never know. But what I do know here today is that the Black Knights will remain victorious. Sorry, I had to do my Harry Carter Jr. from Independence Day, which is a absolute classic movie. Classic monologue. So, love those kind of quotes. Inspiration is so important, which is why I kind of circle back to the whole James Gunn kind of thing. It's like, look, you gotta have at least one character that's inspiring, that gives people hope for the future, reasons to fight, things of that nature. If everybody's a bad guy, like, what are we doing here? You know? That's like starting off a game maxed out. Like, there's no consequence. You don't really come to appreciate much. It's like, hey, everybody's a bad guy. Or a bad girl, you know? Do what you want. You have the least amount of consequences. So, and it's been discussion that that's one reason why the multiverse thing is a nuisance. Not only do writers write themselves in a corner with it, but if every character is defeated and characters die, and then Black Panther or Captain Marvel can go on a journey with the remainder and find all 7 Dragon Balls and just resurrect them. Hey, I'm back like new. Welcome back, you know? It's like a reunion. That kind of takes away. That's one of the reasons. Well, this is one of the things I didn't like about Dragon Ball. The least likable thing about Dragon Ball, and I love martial arts stuff. That's what drew me. But the least likable thing for me, Dragon Ball, which Dragon Ball Daima does air later on today. So you know that's going to be our next show. We're going to cover that. Least likable thing are the Dragon Balls themselves. The whole Shenron thing, it's almost just like a tradition, you know, to have him give his monologue and have an interesting moment, and then put the genie back in the bottle, so to speak. I get the tradition, but you know, that's what all the fighting is for, because it's like a holy treasure. You know, the Dragon Balls are like the galactic ley line. You know, in my case, Outlaw Star, I'm a big fan. It kind of sets the stage for a lot of things. A lot of things. So yeah, that's kind of something to consider when you have like a plot device or that kind of trope, because treasures are interesting. They're exciting. The pursuit of them may render new friends along the voyage, and even the loss of some old ones. But it's the journey that has been told many times in storytelling before getting to the destination. And it's fun. Again, I reiterate these things because it's great storytelling. And the best way, as opposed to me saying, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that. James Gunn, your number's up, Jack. You know, instead of me saying all that, you know, let me focus on the creative ideas that keep on giving, the gifts that keep on giving. Because that's how truly one that's creative gets more in abundance of creativity. So if I may sound like a broken record because I'm not raging out and you know, spitting invectives at James Gunn, that's fine. I'd rather focus more of my energy on the creative concept. You know, as Lil Nicky said, focus on the good. you know. So it's kind of something to keep an eye on. Um, that's why the way that I format my channel, my show, it's all about, hey, let's dig into some kind of ideas. Is this a good idea? Can it work? Is there something we can learn from this? You know, that's what I enjoy the most, as opposed to, mudslinging and all that. It's like, um, for my case, and any other creative people out there that are inspired, the pursuit of watching entertainment, reading a good piece of pop culture, novel, comic book, fiction of some kind. If you yourself are a creative person, it's a type of study. What worked, what doesn't work. You know, not every book you have that you buy may be a masterpiece, nor does it have to be. Sure, we all want good books, but sometimes it takes an average or a mediocre book to appreciate books that you thought previously were average. It might actually boost up the concept of a previous book that you thought was like, because again, you have to have a good balance of, your dopamine hits or whatnot. Everything can't be, oh my gosh, it's the greatest of all time. Because it's like you're gonna escalate until you like OD off of dopamine, and you got you'll plateau. You got to come down eventually. There's a reason why clouds rain. They get fat, full of water, and sometimes they just gotta lose the water weight, and they get lighter. I know that was a terrible analogy, right? I just pulled it from the hip. That's the best way I could do it. But yeah, it's just kind of seeing all these things that have been going on, and seeing what works. It's a constant journey. Believe it or not, the creative person, writer, or artist, they have their own hero's journey to embark on. I get it. Some people that want to create, villain stories. That's a big thing, and I sometimes kind of look back and reevaluate like my comic book plan for storytelling. It's like, am I overemphasizing on villains? Are they being glorified? Is there a good message of hope? And if one is willing to change, can the outcomes change along with them for the better, not just for the individual that say, hey, I got my way, I'm the protagonist, I win, and anything I ask for is mine, ha 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 ha. No. There has to be a tug of war. There has to be a strong storm for the sailor to endure, in order to, survive. And that survival may lose the ship. I'm often reminded of the show that we covered, Secret Level, the one where Arnold, he actually did the voice of Anstrom, the King Anstrom, and he had to learn that regardless of his immortality, that it didn't matter to him trying to be king. It mattered more that he rekindled a friendship of someone who had his back. Because a king without a kingdom is a fool. I think I just made that up. I might have gotten it from somebody, so don't sue the messenger. So let's see here. Oh, I gotta do his hair. The hair. That's like the key thing that makes this guy kind of recognizable as Richard Ramirez. As I think about it. So yeah, that's the kind of thing those are the kind of things I dwell on. more than anything else, because I truly love the passion of creating stuff. Um, Now, I will say this is my own personal take on this. Not everyone does this. No one may do this in particular. And I don't expect anyone to follow my shoes or anything like that. But I do have a limit on the amount of stuff that I consume of other people's content, comic books in particular. Because me personally, is just my personal take. I don't want anything I think of to automatically relate to somebody else's book, because then, in my personal opinion, I take away my own power. I'm giving it away, and I don't want to give it away. I actually want to rekindle that power of creativity and say, hey, this idea is mine. Did someone make a variation of it at one point, in some form? Sure. Is my story exactly like somebody else's story, word for word? No, no. But I think it's important to have that quiet time and actually, let the mind actually create some stuff together. If you're strapped for ideas, I get it. Watch a movie, watch anime, read a comic book, maybe for inspiration, that kind of thing. That will go far. But I think what works for me is that I ensure that my ideas are my own. That is the hope, at least, because I want to make sure that I have something to contribute. Now, I do get that sometimes when I present my ideas to others, I hear the concept of, oh, this is that character, this is that character, this is this character. A lot of people automatically just go to what they know. And trying to go to the unknown, which is my case, can sometimes be difficult because there's so much creativity already out there. But I would not say it's at a limit. There's still more combinations and things that can be created. Obviously, we're in somewhat of an era where the anti-hero and the villains are praised. So we may see a cycle eventually where the hero is appreciated more in the future. We may, we may, or it may just get worse. We shall see. That is for sure. So, this show has been brought to you by Amino Energy. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Next up, let's see. I'm going to take a break from this and share with you guys my link tree where you can follow all of my stuff. I actually have active shop there now. Yeah. So my link tree is short as usual, but now I have a shop that I've been talking about for a couple shows now. I started adding my digital prints from my website at ArtStation. These are the same purchasable digital prints that are available on the website. My comic book one for now, got another one on the way. And also these metal prints that are available right now. These prints are formatted size, was it 12 by 18? So kind of like a comic book format somewhat. And it has a built-in back rack. It has like a built-in rack for you. Like if you put nails in the wall, you can hang it right on the wall, the metal print. There's an option for framed prints as well. However, that costs more money. So I figured I'd stick with these. Some of these have slightly $10 different prices, but this is about the average on what they are. Um, yeah, so that's what I have available. Like I said, there'll be more in the way. Actually, Mr. Ramirez will be the next one to go on the Hall of Metal collection. So that's what I got. Excuse me, rocking with that. And as we're getting ready to wrap up this show, quick reminder, this is Strictly Art Live. This is episode number 53. I've been doing 50 episodes. I did 50 episodes last year. I didn't know where I was going with it, but I knew I wanted to focus specifically on art. That was the main deal. Cast out all other noise or distractions. Got to get the art done. You know, at my age, I'm actually running behind schedule. So that's why I probably take it a little more serious as I do. Because I got stuff I need to get done. And, you know, I don't blame anybody. That's just me. That's just genuinely me. That I've faced, you know, some life challenges. But I'm in a position to where I can share my stuff, have it available in case someone likes it and buys it. But one thing I will not do, that it took me a while to learn, is that I will not make a fool of myself just to sell my art. I won't do that. I'm not going to do that. But what you can expect from me are some pretty cool ideas. Some dabble into the unknown. Some creative thinking, you know, logically sound type of things. Not much yelling and raging out. And that's, like I said, that's me. I don't expect anybody else to be like that. If you like it, cool. If you prefer something a little more rage, you know, they're out there, you know. That's the beauty of the internet. There's a variety with this society. So as I get ready to wrap up the show, I just want to thank everyone that stopped by. Levi Skeen, Pops, Madness Comic Network, the greatest network that I know. Also, shout out to the Time Scales. Hope to see you again. Enjoy your trip, your vacation, make it home safe. And that is pretty much it. I think my next show will be next Tuesday. And that replay will go on Madness Comic Network on Friday. So until then, y'all take care. Stay chilly. Well, gotta stay chilly because it's cold outside. Literally, even after Christmas. And we're going to go ahead and continue to make some progress happen. Like I said, this piece, it's only 10 days into the year. I started this piece like maybe, December 29th? December 30th? Somewhere around there. And once Levi told me about this for Spin City, it's due in February. Already got in contact with Kitty Spin City. And I'm excited to go ahead and share this piece and maybe do some other ones to kind of break me out of my comfort zone in order to become a better artist. So that's what I got. I'd like to thank everyone that did stop by. And yeah, y'all stay warm. Hail. Thank you, Levi. Hail, hail. And remember, if y'all don't know where to go, if y'all don't know who to call, make sure you at least stop by and check out the Madness Comic Network. You never know what you might learn and what inspiration you might gain. Can I say the same? Oh, yes. Yes, I can. I'm Rob Wilson, and you've been watching Strictly Art Live. Peace.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.